Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Rico Dowdle or Ezekiel Elliott, who leads the Cowboys in rushing yards? In a surprise, the Dallas Cowboys didn't draft a running back to bolster their rushing attack. Instead, they opted to use familiar faces to handle the rushing duties this season. The Cowboys re-signed Ezekiel Elliott after the front office spent months showering him with public affection. They also re-signed last year's backup, Rico Dowdle. Second-year runner Deuce Vaughn is also vying for a spot in the backfield. Meanwhile, Royce Freeman was added by the Cowboys to provide a veteran assurance should things falter at the top of the depth chart. Speaking of the top of the depth chart, Elliott and Dowdle will battle for the top spot. Dowdle has garnered attention in the past 2 seasons, culminating in taking the number 2 job away from Malik Davis last season. Could Dowdle be in store for something greater this season? And could he beat out Elliott as the team's leading rusher in 2024? Here's where both runners stand coming into this season and how the numbers project who will be the team's leading rusher. Rico Dowdle, even entering his 5th year, remains an enigma. While we've caught glimpses of his potential throughout his career, his true capabilities in an expanded role are still a mystery. On the one hand, with Elliott entering his 9th season, the Cowboys are in need of a younger running back. On the other hand, Dowdle has yet to demand a more significant role within the offense. The Cowboys are left to project what Dowdle could bring to the table this season. Dowdle has less than 100 carries for his NFL career, so we have a small sample size. As a prospect, here's what we know. Dowdle has good but not elite speed, 4.54 40-yard dash at the NFL Combine. He also sees the field well to find cutback lanes, but isn't an overtly elusive runner. Dowdle does show some power when running the ball and is a physical back. Dowdle was able to rush for 361 yards on 89 carries, backing up Tony Pollard in 2023. He managed 4.1 yards per carry and 2 touchdowns. The Cowboys' front office has made no secret of their strong affinity for Ezekiel Elliott and what he accomplished in his first stint with the Cowboys. Elliott is easily the most decorated runner on the roster. Because of the team's adoration for Elliott, he may have the edge heading into training camp in terms of the depth chart. One of the primary reasons Elliott is back with the team is because the Cowboys took a step back in pass protection from the running backs last season. The Cowboys could have 2 rookie starters on the offensive line, so Elliott's experience keeping a clean pocket for Dak Prescott is important. This likely will lead to Elliott getting carries if and when Prescott checks out of passes to running plays on what appears to be passing downs. When comparing Elliott and Dowdle, the latter is the more explosive runner and can create more explosive plays. Per PlayerProfiler.com, Dowdle was 9th in yards per touch, created in 2023, with 3.92 yards per touch. Conversely, Elliott ranked 34th in that category. Furthermore, Elliott was ranked 150th in rushing EPA at -55.3. Over Elliott's last 3 seasons, he has carried the ball 652 times for 2,520 yards for an average of 3.86 yards per rush. Also in the same span, the Cowboys' top 2 highest volume runners in terms of carries have averaged 377 carries per year in that span, with the disparity between the two ranging from 38 carries, Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard in 2022, to 163, Tony Pollard and Rico Dowdle in 2023, in that time. To project who will lead the Cowboys in rushing, we'll keep things simple, split the difference down the middle, and assume that Elliott finishes with approximately 60 more carries than Dowdle. Dowdle has rushed for 4 yards per carry in his career. Taking our average of 377 carries for the top 2 rushers in terms of carries gives Elliott 220 carries for 849 yards and Dowdle 157 carries for 628, thus making Elliott your 2024 Cowboys rushing champion. You should have kept him. Cowboys expert ponders over a free agent who could have stayed for the correct price. the Dallas Cowboys have stirred up questions from the media because of their off-season decisions, and one expert believes they could have kept one of their free agents because of the contract he received. Jerry Jones has caused controversy with his off-season decision-making and authorized the exodus of over 10 key players in free agency. America's team was dealt an off-season blow and has been forced to rebuild through various rookies. Despite an overwhelming cap relief from several starters, the Dallas Cowboys have been the lowest spenders in free agency. Moreover, the front office was inactive during the initial surge of free agency, and Eric Kendricks remains the only adequate addition. Kendricks was prized away from the San Francisco 49ers and is now teaming up with his old head coach Mike Zimmer after replacing DC Dan Quinn. However, the Dallas Cowboys have now used the NFL draft to plug key gaps in the offensive line, and rookie supplementation has been the method. Tyler Guyton has come in to replace the outgoing Tyron Smith, who departed the Cowboys after 13 seasons. The Ring of Honor caliber starter mutually agreed to part ways with the franchise due to injuries. Smith sent an emotional farewell to the franchise and left for the New York Jets on the open market. Nonetheless, the Cowboys' front office has received backlash after Smith's contract with the Jets was revealed. $6.5 million of his one-year deal is guaranteed, with most of his contract built around him staying healthy. Furthermore, $12 million of his deal will be earned through playing 98% of regular season snaps. The Dallas Cowboys let an 8-time Pro Bowler leave because of his injury record and not getting their value for money. Yet, the Jets have proved that Smith is happy to accept a contract that is constructed around his ability to stay healthy. Therefore, the media and fans have questioned why the front office did not think of a similar strategy to the Jets. Granted, Smith has only played 55% of snaps in the last 4 seasons, but when healthy, he is one of the best left tackles in the league. Ceedee Lamb trade proposal would be a disaster for the Patriots. Superstar Dallas Cowboys wide receiver Ceedee Lamb has been holding out of Cowboys minicamp as he awaits a new contract. Lamb's impending contract will assuredly put him in the pantheon of highest-paid non-quarterbacks in NFL history, especially after Minnesota Vikings receiver Justin Jefferson broke the bank. Dallas might not be willing to shell out that type of money for Lamb, who is a 3-time Pro Bowler and 2-time All-Pro. The 25-year-old also led the NFL in receptions last season. Therefore, rumors of a potential Lamb trade have begun to permeate. Bleacher Report laid out 4 trade packages that the Cowboys couldn't deny in exchange for Lamb. One such proposal included the New England Patriots. The proposal? The Patriots would send their 2024 second-round pick, receiver Jalen Polk, and a first-round pick. But the worst part for the Patriots? The biggest transaction isn't even part of that package. Once New England hypothetically acquires Lamb, they will have to hand him an exorbitant contract. The wide receiver market has also exploded this offseason. On June 3, Jefferson signed a 4-year, $140 million deal, making him the highest-paid non-quarterback in NFL history. Earlier this offseason, Amon-Ra St. Brown got 4 years and $120 million, A.J. Brown secured 3 years and $96 million, and Jalen Waddle inked a 3-year, $84.75 million deal. Lamb's looming contract will likely hover around $30 million per year and will compete with Jefferson's record-breaking deal. The Patriots do still possess the highest cap space in the league, and could hypothetically pull this off without major subsequent roster shuffling. Even so, the Elliott Wolf regime hasn't shown much of an appetite for handing out hefty paydays, to date, and appear committed to a draft and develop philosophy. New England's front office might be more willing to part with a 2026 first-round pick than a 2025 first-rounder. The Patriots' over-under win total is set at 4.5 on FanDuel. They could very well be looking at another top 10 or even another top 5 pick again in the 2025 NFL Draft, but would Dallas hold firm on demanding the 2025 selection? to acquire Lamb, it could boil down to trading a top 5 pick and New England's most recent second-round pick in Jalen Polk. Oh, and the Patriots have to make Lamb one of the highest-paid non-quarterbacks ever in NFL history. New England won't bite, and they shouldn't. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Ceedee Lamb? Leave your opinion in the comments.